The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 14, Still Gotta Mean Something. So this is a pretty interesting episode. We are officially in our final three, going towards our last 2 hours, or maybe like 2.5, maybe even 3, because they like to do like extra special, useless finales recently. That was kind of mean, but the last, the 90-minute stuff. But this was an okay episode. It was very interesting going through mostly the Jadis storyline, just because that was kind of like the weird thing, like, well, how's this gonna play out? We knew Negan would survive because of course they did the flash forward thing, but how is that gonna play out? We still find out pretty much nothing about the helicopter outside of the fact that it is tied to Jadis, which I totally forgot the helicopter was even a thing, because if I remember right, that was like before even the mid-season finale. It may have been in the mid-season finale, and I forgot that was even a thing. So when they mentioned it before with the helipad, I didn't tie it together because I was like, I forgot that helicopter was even a thing. So it's something, and Jadis was trying to escape. She wanted to have her revenge on Negan because, of course, she blamed him for everything being wiped out. So they have their back and forth where he's like, don't destroy Lucille because that is the last thing that I have of my wife, Lucille, and she got me through tough times. And after all this happened, that bat got me through tough times, which is why I named the bat, specifically after my wife. So I was like, okay, they got that moment. Jadis, connects that to the pictures that she has, which are like the last thing with her, being an artist. That was the last thing she had were the photographs. So I was like, all right, that's pretty interesting. They have their back and forth, and ultimately everything's kind of said and done. And unfortunately, Jadis is not able to escape on the helicopter like she wanted to, but she does let Negan go. So he gets off kind of scot-free a little bit, and they have like this weird little bond where it's like, okay, I won't destroy the last thing you have, you won't destroy the last thing I have. And we kind of go our separate ways. I'm already effed up. All my people are dead now. So, we'll just, we'll let bygones be bygones. So, definitely an interesting storyline. Like I said, still just that big question of who's in that helicopter. What is that going to end up leading to ultimately? But definitely enjoyed that storyline. And then, of course, it ends on a cliffhanger where we have Negan picking up someone who I assume would be, I don't know her name, but the one person that knows Dwight actually betrayed the team. I assume that she is the one that got picked up, because otherwise it's like, all right, well, there's really no one else that it could be, unless it was one of, the good characters, but everybody's, at the hilltop right now. Like, everyone is there, unless there's just somebody I'm forgetting, because, I guess technically, Father Gabriel, he's trapped. So it's like, it's not going to be him. Obviously, it wouldn't be Eugene. Everyone else made it to the hilltop. Maggie made it back by the end, or not Maggie. I don't know why I said Maggie, but Carol made it back by the end. She ends up saving the kid. Of course, we had Rick going on his journey. He ends up running into Morgan. Morgan, who's still just losing it the whole episode, but both of them end up surviving. So everybody made it back by the end, and it's like, well, that seems like the only person they could possibly have where it's a mystery. So it's almost like not even a mystery, but I assume it's her. That would be interesting if it was not her and it was someone else that I just completely forgot about, but I have to assume that it's her character. So I feel like that'll be coming into play in the next episode. Negan kind of got the information, like, this is what's been happening with Dwight. So it's like, oh, okay, got to get rid of Simon because he killed everybody and didn't want to listen to me. Now I got to get rid of Dwight because he flat out betrayed us. So I was like, I got to wipe both of these guys out. And I think he's kind of playing the long game, but I don't know. That should definitely be interesting, because I'm like, she's still alive. Obviously, we haven't seen her officially dead, so that always means the character's alive, and especially when it's gonna, kind of disrupt things, that kind of the natural flow with Dwight, being back with the Saviors. That's gonna screw some stuff up, and maybe he'll die. It depends how they decide to do things, but that should be fun. I think that's who it is. Like I said, that's just my theory on it, but we'll love to know yours for sure. And then, of course, like I said, we had the other storyline with Rick, and that eventually joining with Morgan's storyline, where Morgan's just losing his mind. He's seeing the kid dead, and it's like, he's still in this thing where it's like, I don't die, and I just watch other people die. So he has an interesting moment with Carol where it's like, you save people, I just end up watching them die, and she goes out there to actually help him. And then they kind of split off from each other, and that's when he runs into Rick, and the whole thing with Rick is like, all right, well, I'm going to go find the people that left the pen, and, maybe I'll bring them back, maybe I won't. I figured he wouldn't anyway, because the guy was like, you could bring them back, and his actual response was, I could, and then he got up and picked up an assault rifle, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's just, like, his plan is to go kill these people. I was like, I don't think they're coming back. So, of course, they go through, and they end up being captured and everything. And so I think this is basically where the title of the episode comes from, is Rick's word. It's got to mean something. Like, we don't have much, but it's got to mean something. And he might actually have said that. But it's like, let us free. You got all the zombies are coming in. You have a herd like basically coming right towards this building. Let us out. You guys help us out. We get all of us that escape. We can take you back to the infirmary, get you healed up. You join us, and don't worry about it. Like everything is good. And then it's like, all right, well, you have the one dude with the long hair whose name I didn't even bother to try to remember, honestly. He's like, all right, you guys are crazy. Like, there's no herd. Of course, that was real. But then it's like, they're trying to trick us. Like, let's not do that. But of course, they let Rick and Morgan go free. It's like, oh, I'm out of bullets, or I'm low, so you go ahead. And I was like, I feel like he lied. I thought they were just gonna leave. I thought he was just gonna be like, let's just leave and let them all get killed off. But then it was like, nope, I'm gonna take out my little hatchet, stabs the dude in the back. Morgan stabs the one dude through the neck, and then they fight a little for the last guy, kill all of them off, and then Morgan is finally able to kill the guy that killed the little kid's older brother. So I was like, all right, he got him, and it was in a pretty crazy way too. Like they have their fight, and he's able to kind of, he kicks him off of him, and then he closes the little gate, and there's just three walkers coming up right behind him, and he holds him, to the gate so he can't like actually fight back. And it's just like, that's a heck of a way to kill somebody, and then just biting the side of his face, and then he just like lets go, and he just drops to the ground and he dies. And it was like, that's a heck of a way to kind of officially, get rid of that character. I was like, all right, that's a pretty intense way to kill that guy off. And I just hated him the whole way through. It was like him and Negan were on the same level, but he was like even more of a douchebag about it, because Negan at least had some moments, like, kind of like in this episode, where he's just like legitimately sorry about stuff that's not supposed to happen. He wants people to get killed, but not like all the people. Well, still a horrible human being, but this guy was horrible and just a douchebag on top of it. So it was like, I'm glad he's just finally that guy's been killed off. But definitely enjoyed that storyline. And then we have Morgan getting to the end where he sees the kid, and it's like, I killed the guy that did kill your brother. It's like, I did it, and the kid apologizes, and he's like, don't apologize for that. So I was like, all right, that's interesting. And they had a really good moment, which it's kind of been a thing that they've been doing ever since Carl has died. It's kind of been people saying random stuff that relates to basically Rick thinking about his son, where they had Michonne say stuff like, this is what we should probably do, is like, help people, like what Carl was doing. And then in this episode, when he asked Morgan, it's like, why'd you save me? Like, all those years ago, like I could have died basically right in front of your house, but you saved me. Why is that? And Morgan's like, because my son was there. And it was just like, that little thing where it's like, I had to help you because that would basically be helping, my son. Like that is why I help other people. It's because of my child. So I was like, yeah, that ties once again back to Rick and how he kind of got away from that a little bit, even though that's what Carl always wanted, was to just be like, hey, excuse me, let's just go help people. Let's help this person who, ultimately ended up being a good guy. So I thought that was an interesting little thing where it's like, I only help because of my son, that sort of thing. So Rick kind of has to go backwards a little bit now that he's lost his son, and also he kind of sees where Morgan's at, like he's just effing lost it ever since that happened. So it's like, all right, so he helped me because of his son. I have to remember how that is to help people, in honor of my own son. And he reads the note, by the end of the episode. Also, I got to stay away from being like crazy Morgan style, because he just back and forth with the losing it. I mentioned before, it's just like, I kill people, I don't kill people, now I'm seeing dead people. I just don't know. I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's raining like crazy right now. I'm sure it's being picked up. But all in all, a good episode. Like I said, we're down to the last two. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I know that for those of you who may not have heard, the finale is going to be shown in theaters for like, one night. I would love to do that. I don't know where it's going to be playing. It might be playing somewhere near me, because there's a theater that always does like the random stuff, like the Fathom events type thing. So I might actually end up doing that. I wanted to do that years ago for like, it was for like Supernatural did it, and then I missed the chance to get the tickets because I didn't realize I had to RSVP. But I might end up doing it. I don't know. If I do, it'll be a random vlog. I kind of doubt I'll probably miss out on it and forget it's even happening. But just to let you guys know, the finale will be showing in some random theaters, kind of across the nation somewhere. You'll have to look that part up. I didn't go into it, but I know that's happening. And I believe, I want to say the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead is also going to go along with that. I could be wrong. It may have been something else, but I know the finale is showing in theaters. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. But of course, I would love to know what you guys thought about this episode. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it. And of course, going into this whole situation of, Negan making his return, it seems normal based on the promo. And once again, it could be him doing the long con where it's just like, yeah, I got lost. He probably won't tell Simon about Jadis. He probably won't tell Dwight about the woman like being his passenger and giving him, the whole story about Dwight betraying them and everything. So I personally, especially considering we're going into 2 episodes, the last two, it won't be that long of a con, but I feel like that's what they're doing with that. I think he's going to be playing the long game to be like, okay, I'm going to say we're going to do this, and then we'll let Dwight go ahead and, warn them. I feel like that's how that's going to end up playing out. So that's my theory on it, but I would love to know your theory on how Negan is going to handle knowing the truth, and also who you do think was in the car. Because, like I said, I think it was her. So my whole theory is going on. He's playing the long game, where it's like, oh, I don't know what happened to Jadis and those people. I just finally made it back. I didn't know, anything. I don't know anything about Dwight being a traitor. So he's just playing the long game to be like, all right, let Dwight do his thing. That way it'll just help me kill all those people and kill Dwight. And then after everything's said and done, it's just like, boom, there goes Simon. So that's my theory on how it might play out. But I would love to know how you guys think Negan is going to end up handling his kind of traitor situation. And like I said, I definitely want to know who you guys think was in the car. And of course, what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please comment below, let me know. And thanks for watching.